I walked in today and happened to run into one of the guys who's going to be filming today, and we're doing the video thing. We were just sort of teasing, and I was walking in, and he said, hey, I'm going to be doing video today. And I said, oh, that's awesome. Could you give me the George Clooney filter? Like, I want on top of the video camera a George Clooney filter so that whoever watches this later will see like the face of Clooney. That would be awesome. I would think, yeah, Clooney speaking at Bayside Citrus Heights. It'd be great. So when God sees you as a follower of Jesus Christ, he sees you as sanctified, set apart, made holy, complete in Jesus. It's as though it had already been accomplished, because when God sees you, he sees you in Christ. There's one sense of sanctification, one sense of being set apart, where you are already China. You are already perfection in Christ. Now, there's a second part of sanctification that's kind of the flip side of the coin, and that is the daily process of becoming holy. That's a progressive journey. Here's the story of everybody who's ever followed Jesus throughout all eternity. Go back all the way in time. If you followed Jesus in time, any point in history, here's your story. I am not all that I should be. But thanks be to God, I'm not what I used to be. Every single person in this church, your journey is, I am not perfect. I do not have it all worked out. I've not got it all dialed in. That's not my present reality. I know God sees me in Christ as perfect, but in my daily reality, I am not completely perfect. I've been set apart to be holy, to become perfect, but I'm not completely perfect. But I'm not what I used to be. So that's your story. I'm not where I should be, but thanks be to God, I'm not where I used to be. And you're somewhere on that journey. And by the way, if you're new here at Bayside Citrus Heights and you're worried, like, if I go part of this church and if I dive in, get in a small group, start serving somewhere, people are going to figure out. Well, let me tell you, first of all, we already got it figured out, okay? We already are clear that you're not perfect. But second of all, whatever your stuff is, come on in. It'll just be the rest of us, okay? We're all like that. We're all somewhere in between where we were and where we should be. Here's give you one quick illustration of this. I'm in the grandparenting stage of life. So awesome. My parents used to say this: if they'd known grandparenting was so good, they would have skipped parenting. And I know a lot of you understand what that is. So I'm in the grandparenting phase. We've got 2 grandkids, got a 3rd on the way. Very exciting. But I've always noticed this, and this is kind of a sexist statement, but I think it's true. A lot of women seem to have the ability to look at little babies and tell things about what they're going to be like in the future. Like, oh, look at their fingers, look at their cheeks, look at this, and they'll say stuff. And I look at little babies and just think they're bundles of cuteness, but I can't, they're a bundle of cuteness. I can't tell you anything about their fingers and their toes and their hair until they get to about 3 or 4. When they get to about 3 or 4, I can go like, oh, she's going to be this, she's going to be that. I can see those features now. There's some ability of women in advance to see what you're going to be. So let me ask you this. Have you ever wanted to terminate your kids right now? I'm saying terminate just in a general sort of way, not specific. But the reason you don't is you have faith for what will become. So let me tell you this, your Christian life is a lot like that in terms of being set apart, in terms of being sanctified. You are not what you're going to be. Someday you're going to be in the presence of Jesus and you'll be perfect. But right now you're somewhere on that journey. And God sees us complete in Christ, but there's a daily process of becoming who he wants us to be.